Heyo and Welcome to Build&Beautify Season 2. In this Cities Skylines modded Let's Play, we'll build Eneida Bay, a vibrant city of our dreams featuring transit-oriented development, clean energy, and deep city detailing. In the last episode, we implemented Phase 3 of our suburban expansion and we fell deep into some detailing. After that, we also created a small service modular build using Anarchy to fuse the Southwest USA-styled police station and fire station in with the game's original park maintenance building, road maintenance building, and a small radio tower. So if you happen to miss the last episode, then click on the info card above or check out the entire Build&Beautify Season 2 playlist located in the description below. In today's episode, we will work on Phase 4 of our suburban expansion by introducing more housing, as we really need more residents to help fill the vacant job slots we have currently in Eneida Bay. And then we will also create a fusion of commercial and office assets in the community center before wrapping up with a medical clinic and potentially a post office I meant to actually build last episode. So are you enjoying building Eneida Bay? If so, hit that like button, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments what features you'd build in your dream city. If you can't wait to see the new season unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't miss out on that Eneida Bay merchandise link down in the description. Alrighty, so I'm wicked excited to start today's constructions. So kick back, grab your caffeinated beverage of choice, and let's jump right on into it. Today, I would like to start by building our fourth phase of the residential expansion, and I'll be starting with the road layout momentarily. However, I wanted to explain a bit why I'm starting with the residential expansion first. And this is why. We have a huge demand for workers, and honestly, we have needed workers for a while. So I wanted to start with residential so that the game could balance itself while we built the rest of Phase 4, like, commercial and office spaces, which, let's be honest, probably makes this initial intention null and void, in a sense, because it just opens up more job positions anyway. Yeah, actually. But who's really nitpicking the technicalities? But before we start that road layout, I did also want to come in and sort of show everyone what the suburbs look like now that the Southwest USA zoning is in place. For this, I did just use the vanilla zoning tool to fill it in, and I think honestly, this looks a lot more natural than the plot the growable assets we have been placing in prior episodes. First, I think the building assets themselves fit the USA themed build I was aesthetically aiming for in Eneida Bay, and second, I honestly think using the fill zoning tool provided more diversity in the assets orientation so that the suburb looked more like it was organically built instead of just, well, plopped. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Do you like our plop the growable approach to the residential suburb or the vanilla fill tool more? I also like that we can watch these buildings grow a bit more organically, which is something I was actually missing from our vanilla build in Pine Harbor County, or back when we built Pine Harbor County. It's nice to see the buildings progress and level up. However, I still won't deny the absolute sensational power the plop the growables gives us. Thus, we'll probably use both tools to our advantage going forward. Okay, rambling aside, let's come in and start the road layout for Phase 4. And just like with our other residential areas, we'll be utilizing the grid tool to easily draw in a block/grid layout, then coming through and fine-tuning it with some smooth, rounded corners, connected transit roads, pedestrian pathways, etc. And I'm going to ramble again for a moment while we are constructing our road layout. While I do want to work on filling the available jobs in Eneida Bay, to me, it's actually a bit fitting that there is such a surplus, as I would imagine those seeking employment from outside this city would commute in for those jobs. Part of my vision for Eneida Bay was to create a bigger singular city in comparison to the county we made in Season 1, which, something I guess what I was trying to say is I'm aiming more for like a Boston. Therefore, I wanted Eneida Bay to be the larger city that serviced the local counties and smaller towns around it as we grow this unnamed continent of ours. Now, I made a few areas when I made this plan. First, I picked a map that had too hot of a climate to, in my opinion, realistically be commutable from Pine Harbor County. And two, I didn't check other aspects of the map such as air direction, connections, etc. I just sort of jumped in and made some tentative city plans without thinking about the bigger picture. Either way, rambling aside, let me know down in the comments how far of a drive you actually think Eneida Bay would be for our commuters from Pine Harbor County, and any name suggestions you have for the larger continent. Okay, I think that ends my rambling, at least for a couple of minutes. Enjoy the time lapse, everyone. Now, I've debated placing a transit stop in this area. However, I really don't think the Sims will actually need to use the bus as they're so close to the subway. However, let's try an experiment and let's see how far the Sims are willing to walk. Let's add a single bus stop just for now and extend that rose-colored line and see if anyone is even willing to pay the $1 to take it sort of from this new area to the subway, or if the Sim will actually realize that it might be faster just to walk. Next, let's plop in a dog park and maybe some human recreation as well. This time, I am thinking of either adding a tennis court or perhaps a skate park, as last episode we've used the dog park in with a playground. I do want to diversify our recreational activities for our Sims, so let's jump on in and let's see how we may decorate that up and make it kind of unique. Finally, let's get some mailboxes through here as I am really trying not to forget postal boxes throughout the suburban areas. Okay, finally, all that's left to do is to fill in the suburb with the new southwestern USA styled housing. Now that our residents are moved in, let's add the last few services I kind of actually wished to provide to this area, namely the small medical clinic and a post office. And let's start with the medical clinic, as I feel this is a higher priority need for our residents. Now, I want to squeeze on medical clinic nearby as much transit as possible. And honestly, we unintentionally set ourselves up perfectly to do this, as we have this spot right here, which has a subway station and the first bus stop for the Rose Line. And honestly, this entire open plaza that we have reserved a few episodes ago for additional bus stops. Again, this was unintentional. However, now this medical clinic can serve the greater Oneida Bay area and not just this suburb. Should any residents really feel the need to take the subway all the way out to this development just for a single medical clinic. So let's come on in and let's get this medical clinic in. And I think I want the modern medical clinic specifically because it is a rather space efficient asset, and we are working with limited space. Honestly, kind of just due to the subway track and the existing commercial space that we've already constructed. Also, for decoration purposes, let's upgrade this medical clinic with the extension wing and the office room. After all, we do have unlimited money and no limitations on it, so we might as well go ham and abuse that for now. Next is the post office, and I think I want to just keep this nice and simple and use the small post office, which will fuse in pretty nicely with our modern medical clinic, I think. So let's position that right in front of the medical clinic's upgrade so that it almost kind of looks like it's all one larger asset. And I kind of want to just show you guys what I'm thinking with this one. Well, of course now we're running into anarchy issues because anarchy. But just like that, and what I think I kind of want to do, there are surfaces. I want to just connect this concrete up here and I'll fuse it all together. And then I want to just take an invisible path up here. I'm going to turn off the snapping. There. I just wanted a small path that kind of just connected that all together. So let's come on through now and let's finish decorating up this little back alley area here. I don't really know what I'm going to do it with. Probably some hedges just along this area here. Just something to kind of separate this off from the bus stop. So now that we have designated that space for the final crucial services in this area, let's fill in the rest of the area, starting with some offices beneath the subway tracks. I am choosing the office assets for a few reasons. One, I'm guilty of wanting to mess with the Southwest USA office assets, because bricks are beautiful. Two, I imagine neither office or commercial space would want to listen to the subway tracks over their heads. However, the commercial assets I want to add to this area might be a bit more particular about having the tracks clacking right above their ceilings. 3, I'm guilty of wanting just a few more office assets in play, even if we don't have the required education yet. After all, residents now move in at all education levels, and there is a lot more randomization to the age and education levels of the Sims in the Cities Skylines 2 than there was in Cities Skylines 1. Before we jump into a time lapse to fill this area in, let's also just take a moment to talk about the commercial assets I want to use in this area, specifically a few motels. Again, the motels wouldn't be thrilled with the noise pollution produced by the subway tracks. However, a motel is typically less luxurious than, say, a hotel, and most sleeping accommodation-based commercial assets would greatly benefit from nearby public transit. If you look at any city on Google Maps, the hotels and motels that are most expensive are usually located closest to a public transport stop. Okay, let's come on in and let's plop down those assets, and honestly, buckle up everyone, because I am getting more and more addicted to abusing anarchy, the line tool, and plop the growables with detailing. I absolutely love the brick walls that came with our recent content creator packs, and honestly, also the hedges. In addition, you can see that I love having the ability to create uniform surfaces that I don't have to, roll a dice and hope that they match the asset or the surface that came to the building. Now, what I am recently starting to abuse, though, is the flower beds, trees, and anarchy combination so that it appears as if trees were deliberately planted in pots or flower beds to provide pedestrians some shade. Anywho, enjoy the time lapse for now. Alrighty, everyone, I think that just about wraps up today's episode. So if you enjoyed today's episode, please hit that like button, subscribe, and leave me a comment down below letting me know your thoughts on today's build. If you're excited to see the next episode unfold, consider becoming a channel member for exclusive perks, emojis, and early access to the videos. Also, don't forget to check out our Eneida Bay merchandise linked in the description below. Until next time, I hope everyone has a phenomenal week.